Hi friends, good morning. Let us learn a new lesson today, that is the journey. Okay, it is by Yashe Dorji Thonchi, an Assamese writer. That is why the name is not that much familiar to us. Let us try to complete this in one video. So let us move directly into the lesson. After spending a leisurely Sunday at home. I hope you have taken the textbook, page number 81. After spending a leisurely Sunday at home, the very thought of returning to work on Monday is tiring. You know it very well. If you get 2 days holiday, Saturday and Sunday, it is very difficult for you to come back to school again on Monday morning. Because you have been enjoying very nicely with your friends, with your family, and you have almost forgotten the school, class, weekly exam, monthly exam. So coming back to school on Monday morning is very tiring, boring, difficult. You find it very difficult. Okay, now in the same way, lethargy creeps in if the whole day continues over an extended period. Lethargy means laziness. Slowly creeps into your life. You become very lazy. If the whole day continues over an extended period, if the whole day continues for a longer period of time, not 1 or 2, that is how I felt, says the narrator. That is how I felt when I was preparing to return to my place of work. When I was preparing to return to my place of work, I felt like this. Okay, after spending 6 months at home, not 1 or 2 days, 6 months at home I had been spending. So I got lazy, I did not want to go. The fact that I was to leave behind my newly wed wife, that is the reason. Recently married. So leaving the wife at home and going to the place of work which is far away from home, it was very difficult. Okay, it did not help either. Obviously, I did not want to go. Any paragraph can be asked for paragraph questions. Okay, now one paragraph will be given, 2-3 sentences. Based on that, questions will be there. So you should be able to answer me. Obviously, I did not want to go. He did not want to go. He wanted not to go. Why? Number 1, he was spending happily his whole days for over 6 months. And moreover, he was newly married. Because of these 2 reasons, he did not want to go. Why? Tell me the answer. Number 1, he was newly married. And secondly, what's the second reason? He was spending whole days for over 6 months. However, I finally did decide. I decided, so giving some emphasis, some force. I did go. I did decide. I really decided, giving some force. He used that did in the first. I did decide. I decided, you see, to go. I did not have much to carry by way of luggage. While going to my place of work, I did not have so much things to carry by way of luggage. Just a trunk, a box. Only a box was there for me to carry when I want to return to my place of work. Ours is a hilly terrain. Yes, our place is a hilly area without any motorable roads. Roads not there. Is it not so? Motorable roads. People can walk. They can move on foot. Don't say by walk. On foot. They would travel, but there is no road which is suitable for motor vehicles to travel. Big road not there. Okay. And there is no certainty that we are ever going to have any roads either. And there is no surety that in near future we might get any good roads or motorable roads. In any case, while coming home, we did not carry bedding. While returning home, we don't carry our bed and other things and all. So heavy luggage we don't carry. Besides, I had to come home this time around for a special purpose. This time when I came home, I had a special intention of taking this leave. What is that? To get married. Yes, I had the intention of getting married. My parents had arranged my marriage according to the customs of our tribal society. Yes, my marriage had been arranged, you see, not by me, neither using any online website, but in the conventional, customary method. My parents had arranged my marriage. Okay, according to the customs of our tribal society. Okay, time flew. You see, marriage over, time flew away, and 5 months into the marriage, I realized it suddenly it over now. So interesting, honeymoon period now. So he would not like to leave his wife and go away to a faraway place. So 5 months flew away. Now it is 6th month. So what happened? Initially I thought of extending my leave. First I thought, okay, I would extend the leave for some more time. Even taking unpaid leave. See, government employees can take casual leave. That means full money will be paid. Then half pay leave. Half salary only will be paid. Then after that, if you take leave, after a half day or so, we can take a loss of pay. Half pay and loss of pay. That means salary will not be there. You can stay at home. There also there is some limit. So I thought of taking unpaid leave. I wanted to extend my leave, even taking unpaid leave. But after some dilly-dallying, thinking this way, that way, that means doubting. First I thought I would leave, then I thought I would join, then I thought I would leave, then I thought I will join again. Doubting this way, that way. I finally decided against it, against taking unpaid leave. Why? What is the reason? Because marriage had increased my responsibilities. Yes. Now I am a married man with a family. Wife I have to take care of. And above all, I had got into debt. The real reason was this. Even if the girl might give some money, bring some money, but all will be finished within few days. Marriage expenditure, heavy expenditure, big celebration, people are invited, heavy expenditure for food and other items. So all those things, heavy expenditure. So I had fallen into a debt. So that is the reason why he did not want to continue the leave and take unpaid leave. Because number one, marriage had increased my responsibilities. Number two, he had fallen into debt because of marriage expenditure. So two reasons are there why he did not want to extend the leave. So initially in the beginning he thought of taking unpaid leave and extend the leave days. But he decided against it because number one, tell me, marriage had increased his responsibilities. And secondly, he had fallen into debt. On my way home, let us continue. From the bus stop, my trunk had been carried by a porter. In a bus, there will be, other than conductor, one porter would be there. He would, make way for people to go into the bus, come outside the bus. He would do some jobs also. He would carry the trunk, something like that. So there was a porter who helped me to carry my trunk, my box, while coming home. The problem now was we couldn't find anyone who could help me carry the trunk to the bus stop. Now, while returning to my place of work, I could not get the help of someone to carry my trunk back to the bus stop. At another time of the year, we would have easily found someone to help me. Now, harvest time, all are busy. Is engaged in works related to harvest, etc., field work, etc. So nobody was free. Had it been at another time, we would have got someone to help me to carry my trunk to the bus stop. So we would have got easily someone who could help me to carry my trunk to the bus stop. But this time of the year, as it was harvest time, I could not get the help of someone to carry my trunk to the bus stop. But now most of the villagers were busy in the field work. You see, They are all busy. Nobody had time to spare for me. I could not find anyone to help me. In fact, carrying the trunk should not have been such a worry for me, except that my education had made me shun physical labor. Yes, underline that. The most important point is this. My education had made me shun, means avoid physical labor. That is a problem with all of us. Is it not so? Once you get to graduation, post-graduation, you won't do any job other than that. Engineer means only engineering work he will do. Once you get B.Tech or M.Tech, something like that, you would never do any work other than your B.Tech related works. Engineering work only you would do. And you would do only white collar job. You would not do any other job. Your parents also will think, he studied, degree, PG, this, that. How can I allow you to do some other work other than that? That is a problem with the people of India. Is it also? Look at Europeans, when they come to India, they carry big luggage on their back. They will carry it wherever they go. They don't ask a coolie or a laborer to carry it wherever they go. No. There is dignity of labor. Whatever labor that you do, it is dignified. Yes. So that we have to learn from the West anyhow. So it was not a difficult problem for me to carry a trunk. Says the author, the narrator says that actually it was not a problem at all. No difficulty. What is there? Maybe 20 kilograms of weight it may have. A box to carry on the back or the head I can carry. No, an young man I can. Being an young man I can very easily carry it. But my education, made me shun all kinds of physical labor. Mark that a very important. It was my education that made me shun physical labor. Yes, after all, I was a government officer. Above all, I am a government officer, government employee, graduated, educated, and a government employee, government officer. And the idea of people see me carry my own luggage. When people see me carrying a big luggage on my head, they would laugh, what fellow this one? He won't give 50 rupees to a coolie. Miser he is. They would laugh at me, make fun of me, make me consider me like as a joker. Is it not so? What a fellow he is. Can't you spend 50 rupees to give? They won't understand that it was difficult to get someone to help. Help me carry my luggage. They would simply say, first fellow carrying a big luggage. See, he is a government employee, drawing a huge amount of salary. Still he is a miser just like his father. And they would make fun of me, they would fool me, belittle me. So it was not a nice thing for me to carry my luggage to the bus stop. Okay, now, the idea of people seeing me carry my own luggage was not at all amusing, not interesting, not a good idea. Otherwise, for a young man like me, it should not have been an issue to carry 20 kilo chest on my back. Actually, a young man like me, it is no difficulty. To carry a box of 20 kilograms. So the reason, tell me the reason. Number one, my education made me shun physical labor. Number two, people would laugh at me. So what's the problem? Number one, his education made him avoid physical labor. Number two, people might laugh at him if he carries a trunk on his back. Being educated government officer. That's the reason. So, he is educated. Above all, he is a government officer. Let us move on. Finally, my father came up with a solution. At the end, my father came with a solution. Don't worry. Parents are like that. Very difficult they would undertake. They won't care about their status or something what others would think. Let them say, no problem. I will carry it out. Don't worry. I am here now. They are willing to do any kinds of sacrifice for their children. They never think of themselves. Think about your parents. Each and everyone should think of your parents. What all sacrifices they undertake for you. Is it not so? Yes. When you spend money extra, you should think of that. I remember few years ago, a student on his birthday told me, sir, it is my birthday. I wished him all the best, etc. And I asked, generally people who come with sweets, why no sweets? Casually I asked. Then he told me one sentence. I don't want to waste my father's hard-earned money. I would never forget those words in my life. I learned the lesson from that student. So he really realizes that the money that he spends, is a hard earned money, earning with much difficulty, sweat, isn't it so? Sweat and blood maybe, that much difficulty might be there. Because parents want their children to be educated, if possible, in a top level English medium schools, if possible, if they can afford to do that. So they would sacrifice their comforts, luxury, everything they are willing to sacrifice for your sake. But you should realize that it is a hard-earned money that you are spending. Is it not so? Yes, I don't want to waste my father's hard-earned money. Just remember that. Just remember that. Anyhow, my father came to my rescue. To solve this problem. I say, don't worry. I myself will see you off at Dirang. I will see you off. Bye. That means I will send you off. Okay now. Bus stop, I will come with you and I would carry your luggage. I protested. No. No, daddy, no. How could I allow my old father to carry my trunk? So, what a comedy it would be. See, young man like me going with empty hands, and my father carrying a big trunk, a box. No. You should not. What people might think, what shall people say, what would they say? But I failed to dissuade him. Obviously, persuade. See, make someone do is persuading. So, dissuade means discourage. I could not discourage him. Okay, it was decided that father would carry the chest. At the end, it was decided that my father would carry the box to the bus stop. Let's move on. A large crowd gathered at our place the day I was to leave. When the day came for me to leave to my place of work, a large number of people came to my house to see me off because I might be returning after many months, long periods afterwards. People had come to wish me luck. Happy journey, good luck. It was 10:20 when I left for Dirang. When we started for Dirang, the bus stop, it was 10:20. My father had already left. He left before me. As I had to do a bit of catching up. I had to reach with him. Okay now. Yes, I walked fast. I was walking fast. 3 kilometers down the road, I caught up with my father. So I walked fast and I was able to reach him 3 kilometers down the road. So while I traveled almost 3 kilometers, I could find him. Father said, you are late. Don't be late. Would you like to rest for some time? We are already late. We cannot spend much time. But as you are tired, let us spend. Do you want to take some rest? Having walked fast, I was tired. Yes, I walked fast to reach my father. So I was tired. Moreover, I had to cross 2 hills on the way up to the spot. I had to cross 2 hills, hilly terrain, hilly area. So many hills all will be there. Motorable roads also. Is it not so? So I had to cross 2 hills. So I was very tired. I quickly sat down on a rock. You can see that picture. You see, in your textbook, my father laughed at my plight. Plight means condition. He laughed at me. You see, so this little distance has tired you. Has this small distance tired you? Are you tired? Just walking 3 kilometers. What about you, children? Are you accustomed to walking long distances? Not at all. You always come by school bus or by your own car or something. You see, from the school you reach home on your own car or on by school bus. At home you sit in a comfortable room, AC room, and you spend your time. So your body has no work at all, no physical labor. See, and you won't do any exercise because you will be very late in getting up. So someday you may get obesity, etc. and all. You become very fat, growing sideways, not able to do things by yourself. Yes. So it is very good that you walk early in the morning or at any time. Not 1 or 2 hours, long hours you have to walk. Is it not so? You don't have time, I can understand, but you can do some physical exercise now. That also children won't do. See? So look here, little distance, 3 kilometers he says, small distance. Then what is big, we don't know. Rest for a while. Do one thing, you take rest for a while. But we have to be in time for the bus. Don't forget that we must be in time for the bus. Father was quiet for some time. Quiet, keep quiet, silent. He was silent for some time. He thoughtfully looked at the sun for a moment. Then he looked at the sun. See, the elders can understand the time by looking at the position of the sun. They will correctly tell from 6 o'clock morning to 6 o'clock in the evening, because the movement of the sun, they can observe and see where the sun is now. They can tell very correctly what is the time now. Yes, then his eyes fell on the can of homemade wine that I was carrying. So while traveling, I should eat something, drink something. I was carrying a jar of homemade wine. Wetting his lips with his tongue. So he was thirsty, wetting his lips with his tongue. So his lips became so dry. You see? He said in a matter of fact manner, I am thirsty. Really, Babu, I am also thirsty. I gave him the can of wine. Maybe palm wine or something like that. Okay. He poured himself a mug and handed me the can. Not a glass, a big mug. He drank all of it at one go. He took one mug of that homemade wine and drank at a time. He then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. Then he was getting ready to continue the journey. So he belt of that trunk, he arranged this forehead means maybe here somewhere. Okay, we don't know where it is. So it can be here also. Okay, now that belt, that means the trunk would be remaining on the back. Okay. See, he then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. Yes, right. So trunk will be on the bike, the belt will be somehow tied here, okay, or arranged here. So this was the picture. Look at the scene that is going on now. What is that? My father carrying my luggage on his back and me following him with a tiny bag in his hand. What a comic picture it is. My father, the old man carrying a big trunk on his bike and me going with a small tiny bag. I felt not so good, no? Yes, I could not permit that. My father, about he is my father. Yes, I felt sorry for him carrying a big trunk on his bike while I was traveling with a small tiny bag. I felt sorry. Yes, we were walking up the narrow hilly road and neither of us muttered words as if we were strangers who spoke different languages. We moved slowly without speaking even a single word, as if we spoke different languages. That means we don't know each other. We did not know each other. I did not know what was going on in his mind. Actually, I did not know what was in his mind. From time to time, it crossed my mind that it was improper for me to let my father carry the luggage. Now and again, thought coming to my mind, it's not good for me to permit my father to carry my big luggage. I felt sorry that I allowed my father carry my trunk, big trunk, while he was traveling with a small, tiny bag. So I felt sorry that I allowed him to carry my big luggage while I was traveling with a tiny, very small bag. I wanted to tell him that I would like to carry the trunk myself. I wanted to tell him that. But my guilt and shame. See, guilt and shame. Two things are there. Educated government employee, then people might laugh. Okay, now? Guilt and shame. Did not allow me to do so. Did not. Because of that, I could not even tell him again and again, Father, I would carry the trunk. This self-consciousness, that is the real reason. See, had probably to do with my education. The consciousness that I am educated, government employee. So that was the real reason. It is related with my education. It was my education that made me avoid physical labor. The white collar job that I had, that's the problem. The white collar job that I had, government employee, government officer. Or quite simply, my pride. I felt pride that I am a government officer, educated, and I should not do this kind of menial jobs. Maybe that might be the reason. Somehow I had the feeling that if I carried the luggage, my father and my people, in fact the whole world would laugh. My father, my people, in fact the entire world would make fun of me, laugh at me. And I would be belittled. Yes, again, look down upon, look down upon. That means people may look down upon means look with the contempt. See, look with the hatred. See, means make fun of, fool. So they would laugh at me, make fun of me if I carry my luggage. Being educated and above all a government officer, they would belittle me, make fun of me, and it was a shame for me. So I did not carry my luggage, and my father was carrying my big trunk while he was traveling with a small tiny bag. The story goes on. Father had provided for my education. He says the history. Actually, it was my father who helped me, provided for my education. In Western countries, once you reach the age of 18, parents won't care for you. You have to take care of yourself. You earn while you learn. See, do some part-time job, earn money, with that you can study, continue your studies. That's all. And I had been able to realize his dreams. Actually, parents dream. You see, what is their dream? Their children. They imagine so a lot of things when he grows up. I will make him a doctor, engineer, so many things. See, and I have been able to realize his dreams. Their happiest moment is when you become great, they realize their dreams. That is the happiest moment for them. They want to see you at high positions. When you reach there, the real happiness is not for you, but for your parents. My parents were truly proud of me. That's the greatest moment now. They were proud of me. They felt pride, abhimanam. Yes, my son. See, first you will be known by your parents. Later on, your parents will be known by you. Oh, he's a father of that doctor, that engineer, like that they would say. Now you are known, you are son of so and so. Later on, your parents will be known by your name. If you are great, if only you are great, if you reach in high position, they will be proud, is it not so? And they will be happy in such a way. The son, father of so and so great person, mother of so and so great person. Okay, na? If only you become in such a condition, such a position. Yes. So they were proud of me. It was, through me that they had earned a greater degree of admiration. Through me, is it not so? They earned admiration, respect from the people, and respect from the villagers. Admiration and respect, almost same meaning. So, admiration and respect from the people of the village. They were known, well known, being the father of such a government officer. My father would not like to see me carrying a trunk on my bike, and would be very hurt if I did so. He would never permit me carry a big trunk on my bike like a laborer carrying. No, he would be hurt. So he considers his son someone great government officer who does only that kind of jobs. Okay, now I concluded that it would be better to let him carry it. So I came to conclusion that it is better that I let him carry the trunk. Father was used to carrying luggage anyway. Father is accustomed to, used to carrying luggage, heavy loads he would carry in the farm, at home, going to the market, returning, selling things in the market. He would carry everything on his head or on his bike. He is accustomed to doing that. Okay, he was stronger and more skilled than I in these matters. Yes, he is stronger because he is accustomed to do physical labor and physical activities. Physical work. I am not. Only education is there. No physical strength actually. See, my father seems to be more stronger than me in these kinds of things. I had never got used to physical labor, having stayed in hostels right from my childhood. You can imagine now, children studying in the hostel at the early stage onwards. Is it not so? First standard itself, they are admitted in a hostel. See, from first standard, 10th standard, everything is done by ayahs, attendants, watchmen. They never do anything, washing and this and that. See, a child, if he is able to do a work, especially personal work, he must be made to do that. It should not be done by someone else, even his parents. Then only then he would be able to take bigger responsibilities. See, what happens when you come out of the hostels after intermediate degree, etc., you would be good for nothing. You will not be able to do anything before yourself. Someone should be there always to help you, assist you. Okay, now? Yes. So, having stayed in hostels right from my childhood. Yeah, right from my childhood, I had been staying in hostels, etc. So in spite of my youth and strength, I was physically useless. He admits that in spite of my age, young man I was, but I was practically useless. Not accustomed to doing physical labor. I continued walking silently with my father. So I continued walking silently with my father. We rested at two places on the way and had our tiffin, but we hardly talked. We took a rest for some time. We had our tiffin also. They were walking long distance, kilometers and kilometers. Tiffin also taken, but we did not speak so much. My mind, I had the prick of conscience that I was permitting my father carry this big luggage while I was traveling with a small tiny bag. And my father, you see, he felt happy. Okay, I would carry, no problem. So we did not speak at all. Finally, we reached Dirang. The best we reached. The best from Tawang had not reached Dirang, and so we had some time in hand. Tawang, Dirang, not here in Assam, etc. Okay, North Indian places. So the best from Dirang, Tawang had not reached Dirang. So the best from Tawang did not reach Dirang. So we had some time in hand, some time still available. So we entered a tea shop and sat facing each other. So we entered there in a tea shop and we sat facing each other. Okay, father appeared tired after traveling this much distance, carrying this big trunk. He seemed to be very, very, very tired. I felt sorry for him, but couldn't bring myself to say anything. I really felt sorry. First of all, I allowed my father to carry a big trunk on his bike while I was traveling with a small tiny bag. I felt really sorry. I should not have permitted that. Really, I felt sorry. Yes, the other was really sorry for that. So he was not speaking it out. That's the real reason. I asked the waiter to get us 2 cups of tea. Tea shop, I asked to get 2 cups of tea. Just as I was going to take my first sip. So I was going to take my first sip of the tea. I heard my father's voice. My father asked, "Do you have a pair of old shoes?" He simply asked, "Babu, do you have a pair of old shoes?" Why? Why, Daddy? Why? The road is uneven and full of pebbles. The road, no tarring and nothing. Is not so. Yes, hilly terrain, village road. See, full of pebbles. Pebbles means a stone smoothened on the surface. You might have seen now. Stones on the way. Not a tarred road, village roads. So, road is not, the road is uneven. Okay, and full of pebbles. It hurts while walking. It is hurting my leg while traveling through uneven roads. I looked at father's bare feet. Bare means naked. Means not wearing any chappals or sandals or slippers. Never having worn shoes, he felt his feet had developed cracks and somehow resembled those of an elephant. He never was, wearing any shoes or chappals or slippers. So there were cracks on his feet I found. So you might have seen the elephant, so big leg. So there you can find some cracks in between. So big leg. It seemed to be like the feet of an elephant having so many cracks on that because he was not traveling with slipper shoes or chappals or anything of that kind. So I noticed for the first time. Till now I never had noticed it. But for the first time, I noticed that there were many cracks on his feet. Yes, I noticed this for the first time. I hadn't noticed that the road was uneven. I did not notice that. Why? I didn't have to since I was wearing a pair of hunting boots. Hunting boots stretch up to your knee. That means any thorns are there, any stones are there, nothing will affect you. You see, hunting boots I was wearing. So I did not notice that the road was not uneven. The road had so many pebbles on it. I did not notice because I was wearing hunting boots. Yes, I checked my wallet, means purse. And so I still had around rupees 40 with me. Now, years and years, 40 means now it is around 4,000 rupees. Yes. So maybe approximately 4,000. Okay. A pair of canvas shoes would cost only rupees 12. Right? A pair of canvas shoes would cost only 1200. You say I have 4000 with me. You compare it. Okay now. So only 12 rupees and the remaining amount would be enough for me to get to Bondila, my place of work. The remaining is enough and more. So I had now rupees 40. You see, is enough to get a pair of canvas shoes. The remaining amount is enough for me to travel back to my place of work. My father protested. No. Give an old pair. Why buying a new pair? I don't want really. No need. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. Why should you spend money on new shoes? See how they are sacrificing for you. See, he is traveling with no slipper, no chappal, nothing. See, bare feet, with no, chappals wearing. And he is willing to continue it. He is working very hard, earning money with much difficulty. And he is not allowing his son to buy a pair of shoes for him. No need. You did not spend money on a new pair of shoes. Why should you? No need. No. I couldn't convince him to buy a new pair. I tried to convince him. See, make him understand. Is not so? No, father, you cannot travel without a slipper. The road is uneven, pebbles are there, thorns are there. And it's difficult to travel. I told him, I tried to convince him. I could not. He said, no need, my dear son. You keep that money in your pocket. No, you are going to faraway place. You need money. No. I won't allow you. He was adamant. See, not to buy a pair of even canvas shoes. Okay, reluctantly, means unwillingly. See, not willingness, no willingness. I did not want to give my old shoes. See, I was having a pair of costly shoes, is not so. Leather shoes maybe. So I was having a pair of shoes, not more than one. But old pair of shoes I was giving to my father. So reluctantly, unwillingly, I gave him the hunting boots I was wearing. Yes, hunting boots required only traveling through these village roads, not in the office or somewhere. Okay, so I gave him my hunting boots. I then took out my pair of leather shoes from the trunk. It is there. Leather shoes I had in the trunk. I noticed my father's face lighting up with a contentment, with satisfaction. So happy. My son gave me a pair of shoes, hunting boots. Though it is very old, he doesn't mind. My son gave me now. That is the greatest of all. My son gave me. Yes, these hunting boots are given by my son. His pride that his son gave me such a pair of hunting boots. He is so happy. He never thinks that it is not a new one. He never thinks only hunting boots. He never thinks that he could have given a leather pair of shoes. Nothing. My son gave me a hunting boots. So happy. His face lighted. So happy. With a contentment, satisfaction. So happy that father is to get a old pair of hunting boots. Think of that father. What a sacrifice that father is doing. Your parents are like that. Think of your parents while reading this lesson. Yes, suddenly he looked at me and said, take care, my son. Take care, my son. And write to us. Don't forget to write letters when reaching. When reaching in your office, place of work, don't forget to write letters. Father wanted to say something, but the bus started moving. He wanted to say something more. Is it not so? As the son was moving away to his place of work, but the bus began moving. I saw my father gradually receding into the distance. My father going away means my bus began moving. I saw that the road we had come by looked like a giant motionless rope or something like a snake. The road we came, is it not so? Twisting this way, that way, like a long snake or like a rope. That means father had to travel long distance on foot. See, not by any vehicle. On foot he must travel. The long way, the long distance he had traveled by on foot. Okay. Father would use the same road to go by home. He would go back to the same road by which we came to the bus stop. Simultaneously, at the same time. Happening at the same time. Our journey started in two opposite directions. Underline that several times. Why? Most important part of this lesson. Our journeys started in two opposite directions. Our journeys started in two opposite directions. See, with me seated in a luxurious seat of a bus. Why opposite direction? That's the question. Why direction is opposite? I am sitting in a luxurious seat of a luxurious bus, maybe Volvo bus, maybe, see. And father walking by with the weary legs on the pebble-strewn road. See, opposite direction. I am traveling luxuriously in a luxury bus while my father traveling through the pebble-strewn road with difficulty. That is why the journeys are in opposite direction. Why the journeys are in opposite direction is the most important question. See, father still continuing with the difficulties, myself still enjoying luxury and comforts. Okay now. So our journey started in two opposite directions. Of course, one is going that way, other is going back. Father is going back to his house. Okay now. But he prefers, or he has chosen the road of difficulties, allowing his son to live or move in a life of comforts and luxuries. That is why the journeys are in opposite direction. So he continues his luxurious life while father is continuing with his life of difficulties, traveling through pebble-strewn road, walking several kilometers, myself sitting in a luxurious bus and traveling very comfortably. That is why our journeys began in two opposite directions. Why? You must be able to answer that. Because while myself traveling in a luxurious situation, my father was going back home with all the difficulties. Okay, na? Through pebble-strewn road, etc. and etc. That's our story, the journey. Okay, na? Our journeys began in how? Two opposite directions. Yes, you must be able to answer that. I hope the lesson is clear to you. Thank you for watching. For more updates, subscribe to the channel SGK English. Thank you.